Okay, so summary for Forge War. Now, we decided to do a quick review of this one before we send it on its way to its exciting new home. Super cool guy on Board Game Geek named Brody will be the happy as a clam new owner of this, what I think is a fairly excellent game, but that my wife disagrees strongly on. You know, having essentially stated she'd prefer to do her taxes than play this again. Now, we're going to go ahead and do kind of two pieces of this. I'm going to tell you what I found delightful about it, and then she'll ramble on in a nonsensical manner for however long.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Forge War I found to be really interesting in a lot of ways. First off, I love kind of the little mini game you've got going on over here. You know, the little, I don't know, like Frogger kind of thing going on where you're like, hop, 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 hop,
like
to try and score big resources, you know, and get yourself all set up for the round. You know, I absolutely love, I should say, the artwork to this. It's dark and moody without being, you know, overly so. You know, it's got that soft palette that you see in games like World Without End or Pillars of the Earth and, you know, things like that I find really appealing. I mean, some people find it drab, but I find it, I don't know, comforting, I guess. Art is kind of a hard thing to, you know, be objective about. I just happen to like it. Let's put it that way. I enjoy, you know, the fantasy adventuring theme. You know, I like that, you know, what am I doing? I'm Trouble in the Weird Woods. Oh, I'm not the trouble, presumably. I could be, I guess, but, you know, I'm investigating the trouble in the weird woods with my adventurer with his awesome new leaf shield I just built him, which, not that I ever actually did, but still. You know, I like that, you know, it's a Euro that, to me, does a reasonable job of capturing a relatively unexplored aspect of an adventuring guild, namely the bookkeeping, but without feeling like bookkeeping. You know, there is a constant tension to this game. You know that if you don't take another quest this turn, that means 3 turns from now you're going to be 15 points lower than you could have been, which is a big deal in this game. You're always trying to cram in just one more little thing, just one more, because it's going to make all the difference if you can just find a way to keep 6 balls in the air now, and oh, now 7, and, you know, it's a remarkable level of tension for a genre of game that's usually, you know, fairly relaxed, at least to me. You know, even when I'm playing something that can get fairly cutthroat at times, like, say, Roads and Boats or something like that. What?
No, I'm just...
I'm here for the trunks. Anyway. So, I still... I don't know, I never feel all that on edge or anything. And I personally like to be pushed. I do not like hand-holding. I don't want a game to smile at me and pat me on the back and say that I'm a beautiful and unique snowflake. I want to be constantly tested and constantly challenged. And this maintains an aura of constant, you know, teetering on the brink of absolute disaster. Like you saw in the gameplay where, jeez, I can't do the thing, which means I can't do the other thing, which means I just screwed everything up. You know, and I mean, to be fair, you know, when you're filming, like I like to say, filming makes you stupid. You do things you would never normally do because at least half your attention is on trying to keep things moving and entertaining and, you know, so on and so forth. But I digress. The epic game feels really epic. It can, you know, it can take a few hours for sure, and you feel like by the end you've accomplished a lot. You've got a pile of advanced adventurers with super gear, and, you know, they're just rough and tumble champions with all these crazy abilities, and you're sitting there going, I could send the mace guy on this mission, which would make it easier to finish, but if I send the point bonus guy, I'll get like 4 extra points out of it, and, you know, you get extra decisions while maintaining the same fairly simple mechanics. And, you know, I I find that absolutely delightful. So let's have a dissenting opinion about how it's terrible in every way.
Well, it's not terrible in every way, just most ways.
Hey, if you can't stand hyperbole, get out of the video.
I'm not actually in the video.
You so are. Voice count.
Anyway, where he was talking about the art, I have to kind of jump in. The only part that I do like art-wise in this is the mine. It's the only thing that you can that pops out and you can actually see and doesn't just blend into the board. The quests just kind of sit in the top of the board and just merge with one another. There's no contrast, and that kind of bothers my eyes a bit. The other thing with the quests is they have cool names, and they kind of give you an idea that you're doing cool things, but in the end it boils down to how many yellow dots are there, what do I get for those yellow dots, and what do I need to make those yellow dots happen, which doesn't give me theme. It doesn't make me think, woo, we're off to slay the dragon with a shield.
It's a leaf shield.
Still, you're off to slay the dragon with the shield. It may not feel like bookkeeping to Phil, but it definitely feels like bookkeeping to me. Because I'm like, okay, I need to have all these resources to do all these other things, to do juggling, and it's just not my...
Just trying to give them something to watch while you...
Oh yeah, no, you're fine. You're not, yeah, you're good. Anyway, I do like the colors in the player bits and the resources. Those, I think, were well done. Everything else just doesn't quite seem... And Epic can be long, but Epic doesn't have to be long and monotonous. Because after the first round, your first era, I guess, you're like, okay, get a quest, start a quest, refill everything, get a quest, start a quest, refill everything. The mining part is really the only thing that keeps it interesting, in my opinion. And, nope, at that point, I think I would just start repeating myself. So, I'm done now.
Okay, well, hopefully this all proved useful to you in some way, shape, or form, and hopefully Brody and his feel differently than the Peach and enjoy this game for many, many years to come, because I think there's really a lot of fantastic potential here. And this was like his first published design, I think. Isaac Childress, I think. But yeah, fantastic for a first design. My goodness.
Yeah, but and it's got its ups and downs.
So I'd say that about sums it up for the summary. So until next time, get off your computer and go play some more games.